Good evening, guys. Hello, everybody. Hi, guys. How are you today? Hi, Angie.
Hello,
How are you?
Miss.
How was your weekend? How's everything? Blanca, Karina, Angie, everybody fine?
Fine. Let's say fine.
Let's say
Yes.
fine. Yes, well, we are here and we are beginning a new month, no? That's an advantage. And how about your progress, guys? How's everything with your progress in the
More or
platforms?
less.
Yes. Are you making
Yes.
progress, Angie? Blanca, are you making progress? Elvis, are you making progress in your platforms?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it easy? Challenging?
Sometimes.
What is more challenging, the advanced or the TOEIC?
The advanced.
Well,
The advance.
Yeah, of course it's more challenging because
advanced.
TOEIC is practice, but advanced means everything, no? The four skills, grammar structures, grammar forms, and vocabulary, a lot of vocabulary. And have you had time to read anything in the platforms? Remember that there are different magazine articles and different issues that you can, no, not time, right? It's too much work, Blanca. Not time to read anything? No?
Yes, I have already read some articles, and they are not so difficult.
They are not so difficult. Huh? Have you learned any vocabulary with these articles?
yes.
Yes, a little bit, not a lot. Well, today we're going to focus on two things that, well, probably I'm very ambitious sometimes. As teachers tend to be ambitious. And we are going to focus on linking words, right? That are clauses of purpose, clauses of result, clauses of contrast, and different type of clauses for different linking words. And also word building that is, of course, verbs plus prepositions that are very important that you know. On Wednesday, yeah, we're gonna focus on vocabulary, but it's both vocabulary and grammar, phrasal verbs, right? More phrasal verbs and idioms. But well, let's start. Do you often keep things from the past, guys? I mean, photographs, letters. Probably some of you used to write letters. I don't know, or postcards in the past before the digital era, or just photos, and you like watching them from time to time. Yes, do you keep things from the past?
Not too much.
Not too much, but photos probably.
Photos.
Photos is the most common, right? And did you watch them from time to time?
Yes.
Never. Yes, right? Did you used to write letters or postcards when you were younger? No, not at all.
No.
To anybody, even to your crush, love letters or messages, like written messages? No? Blanca, you are laughing. Probably yes.
Yeah, because you mentioned my crush, so I remember that, but no, I didn't.
But he or she used to write it to you, or not really?
Not really. Yeah, maybe some like small letters, but it was
messages, written messages.
Yes.
Written messages. Okay. Was it in middle school?
In middle school, yes.
Middle school. Okay, we will listen and read at the same time to, of course, to a test talking about someone from the past writing to her little daughter, right? Okay, we will listen. We are going to focus not really on vocabulary, but it's okay if you underline or if you emphasize certain words that are unfamiliar, and linking words, some clauses of purpose, of contrast, and different kind of course, linkers, right, or connectors. Let's listen and read.
Of all the types of historical
Is the audio okay or no?
document, maps, interviews, legal records, photographs, newspaper cuttings, perhaps the most engaging is the letter. Although letters don't always represent mainstream views, owing to their personal nature, they often provide a fascinating window on people's values and behaviour. Moreover, the subject matter is generally something we can easily relate to: love, advice, gratitude, disappointment. This is an extract from a letter written by the American sociologist and civil rights activist W.E.B. Du Bois in October 1914. He wrote it following his daughter's departure for boarding school in England. Du Bois, who was the first African-American to get a PhD from Harvard University, valued education highly and was concerned because Yolanda, 13 at the time, wasn't doing well at school. As well as having poor marks, she seemed unmotivated. So he decided to send her to a liberal private school in England, Bedales, and soon after she left, he sent her this advice.
Dear little daughter, I have waited for you to get well settled before writing. By this time I hope some of the strangeness is worn off, and that my little girl is working hard and regularly. Of course, everything is new and unusual. You miss the newness and smartness of America. Gradually, however, you are going to sense the beauty of the old world, its calm and eternity, and you will grow to love it. Don't shrink from new experiences and custom. Take the cold bath bravely. Enter into the spirit of your big bedroom. Enjoy what is, and not pine for what is not. Read some good, heavy, serious books just for discipline. Take yourself in hand and master yourself. Make yourself do unpleasant things so as to gain the upper hand of your soul. Above all, remember, your father loves you and believes in you and expects you to be a wonderful woman. I shall write each week and expect a weekly letter from you. Lovingly yours, Papa.
Okay. So, is this letter motivating for a daughter? Yes, right? It's a motivating, of course, letter, right? Of course, from that time, it was also more formal, no? When was it written? Remember? Remember when was it written? In 1914. In 1914. Okay, yes, October. In 1914, no, the year. So probably, of course, more formal, no? Than today's probably words from a dad or from a mom to a daughter, no? That would be quite different, totally different, no? What would you say to an unmotivated teenager, right? Okay, don't give up, you can do it, come on, you're a champion. Totally different, no? A different discourse. But more than the discourse, let's check some of the, of course, clauses of purpose and clauses of contrast that are in contest in both the, of course, the narration and also the letter, right? Although, no? When do we use although? When do we use it? Owing to, when do we use these words? Moreover, so as we can see, we have, of course, different clauses, as well as, right? So we have clauses of contrast, clauses of also result. So, right, result. So we have different. Look at the different, of course, clauses that we were checking in this letter, and let's check the linking words that are the most common, right? The ones that are basic, that we already know, everybody knows. And after, right? As, because, but. What about although, when, while, since, right, etc.? They are synonyms and they can be used especially for expressing or adding something or expressing contrast. So the why was concerned because, well, this is a clause of of course, reason, right? Other ones that we have, as well as despite, in addition to, because of, owing to, right, etc. We have this for adding information, or also for giving purpose, right? Owing to the fact, or owing to, he wrote it to his daughter, departure. Owing to the fact, or owing to, she went to a boarding school in England, no? She went to a boarding school in England. And in that time, even nowadays, it's quite common that English people send their children to boarding schools, no? It's quite common, right? Since they are very young, right? In middle school, they send it to boarding schools. But in Mexico, it was quite common at that time as well, but not anymore. Not anymore. We don't have any boarding schools, or do we? Probably very few. No, what is a boarding school? Boarding school. Internado. There are not many boarding schools as it used to be in the past, right? In that boarding schools. And we have, of course, nevertheless, subsequently, what is more, etc. So we have many, but I'm not just going to introduce you these words because you already know them, but let's do them, right? Let's, of course, check them in doing some activities, some practice, no? Some practice. It was just the introduction, no? In this quite old letter, and of course, moving letter. It was quite moving from that father. Let me share this screen now. Let me share this screen, and I want you to copy the link, please. Let me check. Where's my screen? I couldn't. Okay. Here it is. Sorry. No, I don't want to. You are not watching my screen, right? Not yet. Okay, now. Okay. Clauses, purpose, reason, and result. We are going to start with these ones because, well, these are the ones that everybody knows, or everybody should know, of course. Okay. Are you watching it now? Okay, here it is. Not yet. Okay, here it is. Okay. So here we have the different clauses of contrast, of course, that you already know, that you have already used, or you have already read, of course. In the chat, you can, of course, open the link. It's in your chat, please. And well, we are going to check them very, very quickly. And please focus on the ones that are probably more confusing for you, right? And tell me which one you cannot figure it out. No? Which ones you cannot figure them out. Yes, because although and even though can be of course synonyms, but they are used differently, right? Differently, not exactly in the same form. However, and nevertheless can be also equivalent, but one is more formal, like nevertheless, and however is more common, no? More colloquial, right? Yet also is also another linking word for contrast. That is probably not the most common, but it's also part of it. But it's more common in spite of or despite. Just be careful by using in spite of with ing and despite with, of course, a clause, a subject or a verb, right? With a clause. That is the main difference, no, between them. And while and whereas, right? palamberas that are also synonyms, right? And they are mainly at the beginning or in the middle, right? And also the different examples we have of clauses of contrast, but we also have clauses of purpose that are the ones that probably you use more when speaking, right? For, this is the most common, or in case, no? In case for, or to, no? To, the infinitive to, of course, that is for purpose. This is the most common. The rest are probably more common in literature, no? Or in written language, no? In order to, so as, right? Or so that is more formal, right? It's more formal, for example, right? So we have certain forms, certain structures to use them, right? That's why we have like different, of course, different examples, because there are certain words. They are not used exactly the same way, right? And we should be careful in using them, because some of them are always with infinitive, but some of them are with verb infinitive, infinitive to or verb infinitive, right? This one is so as to avoid damage, or so as to do that. And in order to. And clauses of result that we have, that are, well, reason and result. Reason, because it's the most common, but since is also very, very well used, especially in advanced levels, no? Since is more common than because. Because it's like the more colloquial, let's say, no? The colloquial way, but since is less colloquial, because of is a little bit more formal and also more advanced, and due to and owing to plus a noun is more advanced, right? On account of, no? For sure you can use, well, you have checked any of these ones when reading. That's why I was asking you if you have already read certain magazine issues that you have there in the platforms, or any other things that you are interested in. For example, I don't know, finances or I don't know, social news or sports, I don't know, right? Different newspapers or different magazine issues, because more than the vocabulary, it's also important that you emphasize the use of different linking words that are very, very common and necessary, because they are the glue of the language, no? To join, of course, the different ideas, the different clauses we have, right? So as you can see, we have many, many clauses, but what are you going to do? Well, clauses of result, that are the other ones that we use, of course. That is so the most common. Remember that it starts with the most common and basic, the most frequent ones, until the less frequent and more formal, right? For this reason, as a result, consequently, therefore, this is very common in journals, no? In scientific journals or any other theses or any other dissertations, no? That are more common because they are more formal. So we always start with the less formal to the more formal, right? And advance, of course, use of the linking words. Can you guys do, please, some of these? Okay, how many people? You are 11. 11 people. Let's divide, because they are clauses of contrast, clauses of purpose, clauses of reason, and clauses of result. At least they are 4, right? At least they are 4 different clauses of different, of course, different issues, and with different, of course, different structures, no? With different structures and different, of course, ideas. So that's why I want you to work in different ones, right? Angie and Blanca, can you work in the first one, clauses of contrast? Clauses of contrast. Well, in fact, guys, let me tell you that here in the exercises we have, in the exercises in the same link, we have like a mixture, right? So that would be quite difficult to work just one by one, because they are together. In the exercises, as we can see, we have 3. We don't have 4. We have 3, right? So let's do it in teams. And The first team is going to work in the first exercise. The second team in the second exercise, and the third team in the third exercise, right? Yes. So that will be better. So that way we can use as many as possible, because we have just half an hour. Well, a little bit more than half an hour, but 35 minutes is very short time to check all of them, but let's try to check the most of them, right? Okay, please. Team 1 will be Blanca, Christopher, Elvis, and Neri, right? Please, team 1. You are going to work just in exercise 1 of this link. Team 2, Angie, David, Doris, and Natalie. Please, team 2, exercise 2. And team 3, Ivan, Jesus, Ramon, and Karina, right? Please. Try to discuss by checking. Remember that everybody can share a screen, so you can share a screen, right? You decide who is going to share it. Discuss the answers before answering. Discuss if you agree, if everybody agrees in the team, and why yes or why not, and go back to the explanation, because that's why they are here, right? Go back to the explanation in order to decide together as a team that this is the correct answer. Of course, you will have the answers at the end and the feedback, but before having the feedback, that would be a good idea to do this exercise by checking, right? Checking all your background information and all your different examples that we have here, right? And your knowledge, of course. Yes, can you accept the invitation, guys, please? Let me just check. Yes. They are open. Can you accept the invitation? Remember, Blanca, Christopher, Elvis, Neri, exercise 1. Angie, David, Doris, Natalie, exercise 2. And Ivan, Jesus, and Karina, exercise 3, please. And I'm going to check if you have any questions in each team, please.
for this reason.
Okay, how's everything? Fine?
For this reason,
Yes,
maybe.
to me it's for this reason too.
How's everything, guys? Fine?
Yes, it's going good.
Excellent.
Mm.
In which exercise are you at?
First,
In the first. Okay, excellent. 2 more minutes, guys. It's okay?
okay, yes,
Thank you. Thank you.
okay. Let's see. Well,
Yes, they are 10. Thank you.
going to
Fine in
Going to.
Sí.
How's everything, guys? Fine?
Going
Yes.
Fine, but
Number 9.
we are confusing some in a few.
Yeah.
That's totally normal. That's totally normal. Because
Yes,
they are a lot.
because there are some of them that can be
And sound similar. Yeah.
sounds
They
similar.
sound similar and equivalent. They are equivalent. Just be careful in the form, in the structure they are following.
Yes.
We are going
But
to
that's the problem, that we don't know the structure. We forget about the grammar, with the comma, with everything.
That's why in
Yeah.
this link, I like it because these links are very visual. So you have the
Yes.
different charts.
Are you
and
gonna-
have the different
Are we
explanations.
gonna have that link for practicing in later?
You have it in the chat.
Yeah, it's in the chat, but it's gonna stay in the chat. For example, if tomorrow I want to continue.
Okay.
Practicing?
Yes, I can upload it in Moodle. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's free. It is free, no?
Yes, it's for free. Yes, most of the links that I share with you are for free. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. See you in a couple of minutes, guys.
Number 9.
Number 9.
And for me, it's however. However, it was very late.
I don't know, I'm not sure.
Finish, guys? Finish?
Hi, Miss. Not yet.
Not yet. How's everything?
Would you agree?
Answering the number 5.
Okay. 1 more minute, guys. Don't worry, you don't finish because we are going to do together another exercise and then you can continue with this because the advantage of these free links, especially this one, is that you get the feedback. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss. So the number 6, it says, so we agree in the number 5, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I was mute. Sorry, guys. How was it? Did you check your answers?
yes, teacher.
Any failures?
Only 2?
Okay, very good. Very good. The rest? What about the other 2 teams? Any failures?
No, we didn't check.
You haven't checked yet. Okay.
No.
Can you check? Well, one of the advantages of this free link is that you will have immediate feedback. No, you get immediate feedback and of course the explanation. No, that is one of the advantages. Right?
Okay.
Let's do together this one. These exercises. Complete the sentences using the correct linking word, but, although, however, because of, due to, or so. They are 10 as well. So remember, but, although, however, Because of, due to, or so. What would you say? I wanted to go to the party.
Because.
Because.
No.
But
Without a comma, yes. Without a comma, we use because I was too tired. But in this case, we have a pause, and this is written, no? In this written exercise, in real life, you can say, yes, I wanted to go to the party, but I was tired, not because I was too tired.
Yes, but.
Because in that case, you say, because I was too tired, I didn't go to the party. ¿No, Elvis? Because I was too tired, I didn't go to your party, or I didn't go to the party. But you don't start like this. I wanted to go to the party because I was too tired. Well, could be. But just be careful in this written, especially these written forms, because in TOEIC exam, especially in incomplete sentences, remember? In incomplete sentences exercise, well, in that part, in that second part of reading that is not reading, is really incomplete sentences, is grammar and vocabulary. If you have something like this, you don't use a comma before because, but before but, yes, always. Then the second one.
Although.
Although the heavy rain, the football match continue. Number 3, we miss the train.
Because
we left home late. Okay, because we left home late. Yes, we have a clause after because.
Could it be due to?
After
No.
due to, we always use a noun phrase. And this is a clause.
Okay.
This is a clause with subject, verb, and complement. And after due to, we always use a noun phrase.
Okay.
He enjoys playing tennis. He enjoys playing tennis.
However,
he doesn't like watching it. He doesn't like watching it on TV. 5.
Although
he studied very hard, he didn't pass the exam. It was a long journey. As a result. Okay, so could be. Okay, we're gonna check the answers, but I don't think so. But in the first one, but in this one, why but? What would it be but, Jesus?
it was a long journey. I think it's however.
However, we have a great
the
time.
flight was canceled
They had a great time.
Yeah.
because of the flight, and number 7 because of.
Okay, because of bad weather. Yes, number 7 because of bad weather. The flight was canceled because of bad weather, or due to
Due to
bad weather. Due to bad weather. He continued working, feeling very unwell.
Although.
No, we don't use ing form after although. We can use ing form after despite or in spite of.
Okay.
Have despite of, in spite of.
Although it's in the beginning.
Sorry? Can you repeat it?
Although it is in beginning.
It's at the beginning?
Well, we
Or-
can use it in the
It
middle.
could be.
But
It's
that,
in
or
the middle.
after the period. Sí.
after the period.
Continued working.
I don't understand what I didn't get it after the period. No, we use although at the beginning or it can be in the middle, but that is not the reason that we cannot use although here.
Oh,
Although feeling very unwell, no, because we never use ing form after although we use ing form after despite or in spite of feeling very unwell. But in this case, well, in the instructions is not here, but for example, let's say that this is a TOEIC, no? The TOEIC incomplete sentences. So you can use despite feeling very unwell.
Despite.
You have to, or you have that option, despite, although, or owing to, that would be despite. But in this case, not because of the instructions, but despite could be. But although, not because it's not in the middle, can be although in the middle or at the beginning. It
What
depends.
about even though means?
Even though as well, they are synonyms. We don't
Okay.
have that option in the instructions, but we are going to check the answers in a few minutes. We left early, catch the last bus home. We left early.
Was early.
so. Let's give it so.
So,
Do you think so?
No.
In that case, will be to catch, no? To catch. That would be
To
a
catch.
purpose.
Yes.
A purpose, but well, okay. We don't have it in this particular, of course, exercise. But it was, I repeat, it is, of course, the incomplete sentences in TOEIC. Remember that in TOEIC, you have an advantage or a disadvantage? No, an advantage, no? That you have always multiple choice, 3 or 4 multiple choice, no? I don't remember. Is this 3 or 4? The ones who have done the TOEIC exercises in the platform, 3 or 4? 4, no? You have A, B, C, and D. You have 4 options. So that would be an advantage, no? And remember that we are, in this moment, we are like using, of course, this predicting, no? Predicting. So before reading the options or checking the options, you can say, it is 2. And if you have it in the options, that would be very easy. So you won't last more than 10 or 15 seconds. And that is an advantage for you, because remember that they are 200 different items, right? In 2 hours. So that means that you need approximately 1 minute per item, but some items are longer than others. So the ones that you can save time, that will be excellent. So you can predict and say, I already have the answers from these ones because they are easier. You continue. And that will give you longer time for other items that are more challenging, no? More difficult. She was very tired. She went to bed early. So she went to bed early. So she went to bed early. Error correction, right? Error correction would be probably not in TOEIC, not necessarily, but it will give you more practice. It is mainly error correction, for example, in other kind of certifications, but will give you a lot of practice for doing it very fast, especially in incomplete sentences again. What will be the mistake here? And try to correct them.
But.
So although he was sick, he went to work, no? Without but, and without comma, right? Or yes? Or do we use the comma or no? Although he was sick, he went to work. Do we use it or no? Do we use the comma in this case or no? Here.
Yes.
But not but. What about to? I didn't go to the gym because because of I was too tired.
Of.
Why not?
Yes.
What do we use after because of?
A noun.
A noun. Because of my tiredness, no? Or because of my sickness,
Yes.
or my whatever, right? It was very expensive, despite I bought it anyway.
It was very expensive.
However, instead of despite.
Despite is the mistake.
This is a mistake. However, I bought it, no?
Yes.
Anyway, however, thank you. Blanca, I love ice cream despite of the fact that it's unhealthy.
Despite of, it's wrong.
Okay. Despite
of, yes.
Why?
Oh, I think it's correct because the noun is the fact, right?
Despite of the fact. In fact, despite of the fact will be the long version, let's say. The long version. Is another linking word. Despite of the fact, that is more formal, no? Despite of the fact. That wouldn't be the mistake, but what would be the mistake? Okay, don't worry. We are going to analyze it after finishing. After finishing, she got the job due the fact that she had great experience.
Due to.
Due to.
Due to the fact. No, we are missing, of course, a word
Yes.
here. Due to the fact she had great experience, of course. I studied hard, although I failed the test. So, Elvis, you mentioned, although I studied hard, I failed the test, no? Or I failed the test, although I studied hard. It can be in the middle, no? But we have to place it here and without commas, no? Although I studied hard, yes, comma, I failed the test. Or I failed the test without a comma in the middle, although I studied hard. But not a comma here. Despite she was nervous, she gave a great presentation. Remember that after despite, we use a gerund. So despite being nervous, she gave a great presentation. Yes, that would be the idea. And remember, this is mainly for practicing, no? For practicing. And let's finish with 8. She stayed inside due to it was raining. She stayed inside.
Due to a noun, right?
Due to the rain.
Due to the rain.
Due to the rain. Due to could be there, but the rain.
Yes.
Due to the rain. I was late for school because of the bus arrived late. The same happens like in the previous one, right? Purpose, clause of purpose. So what do we need? A noun, no? Due to the rain, in that case, due to the rain. So in that case, okay, because of the bus, no, because, or probably because the bus arrived late. So we just cross out of, no? If we have a clause here, the bus arrived late. Why are we using because of? Because of and due to, they are equivalent. So we don't need of. Well, in this case, of is extra.
Yes.
I was late for school because the bus arrived late. She was hungry despite she had eaten lunch.
After despite
Despite
a
with the
gerund.
mistake,
Is despite.
she had it.
So she was angry despite.
She was hungry.
No, she was not, because we are not using a clause.
No.
We
We
are
use
not
a gerund.
Despite having eaten. Having eaten. This is a gerund perfect. Having eaten
Yes,
lunch.
having eaten.
Having eaten lunch. Right? Let me just show you the answers. Anyway. And I'm going to upload both. Okay. The one that you have already done for test English. Right? Let me just check the answers. Just to show them, because we just check them orally, but verbally is one thing, and the other is written, of course. And I'm going to upload another one that is similar to this worksheet for you to practice. Well, you have a lot of things to do in the platform, so I don't want you to have more homework to do, because it's necessary to advance, not to make progress in the platforms. That is the most common, but just optional if you want. But this is not me. Who is? I don't know. Probably Christopher, probably.
It's too noisy, teacher.
But it's not me. It's Christopher, I guess. Christopher, are you listening to the TV? I'm going to ask you please to open your microphone, but try to turn.
Excuse me for my microphone. I stay in the restaurant in my house for the is the reason for the just the sound in the my TV for the my family see watch TV.
Okay, can you use your headphones?
Yes, teacher. For my
using
my
your
headphone
headphones
is not sufficient. Not efficient. Really.
Not in. Okay, but turn your microphone off, please, just for a while. If you are not saying something, because otherwise it's like, yeah, you say yes, but you are not. Okay, turning now. Thank you. Yes. Okay, and let me just show you these answers, because we have already checked them. Okay, but here they are, and that's it, guys. Okay. I cannot do the streaming, and this is very, very, very low. Okay, so, but as we said, despite the heavy rain, despite plus a noun, no, remember that all these, let's say, forms or structures are in the different charts, that we have in this link of Test English. But, well, this is just a matter of practice by following them, right, all together. Because this is a clause, and we always use a clause after because, of course. And also, however, but, it's also because it's contrasting two things, contrasting two ideas. Although at the beginning, or it could be although in the middle, but yes, most of the times it's at the beginning, as Elvis mentioned, but it can be in the middle, doesn't matter, right? And just be careful with despite, ing form all the time, right? And to catch, even though it's not here in the, it wasn't in the instructions, no? Because otherwise we don't have any other to express purpose, to express result, no? As we said. And to express result, of course, so, or consequently, or therefore, she went, no? And also, the mistakes, no? That we were correcting. However, despite, due to the fact, this is correct, she had great experience, due to the fact that, okay, at the time of speaking is not necessary that, no? At the time probably of writing, yes, but of speaking, of course, not spoken language, not necessary. Despite the fact that is the complete, no? And the long form, especially in written form, right? And because it was raining, as we say, because we have a clause, right? A clause. And because because it's just another clause, all right? And despite having eaten lunch, because this is ing form after despite. So they are different, of course, different linkers, different connectors, no? And most of them are already known by you, right? But some of them probably are new or just not very commonly used, no? Frequently used, but in TOEIC language, especially for C1 or B2 level, you need to know more than but, of course, and so, right? Yes, that is totally necessary, right, Doris? Or no? Because you have already done the TOEIC, right? And you
Yes,
already know, you already know that the more structures you know, the more vocabulary, your level goes up, no? Of course. All right. Okay, I'm going to upload another worksheet just in case you want to do it. And of course, I'm going to project the answers as well, right? Next class, right? Yes, guys. Thank you very much.
Okay, Miss.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Take
very
care.
much.
Take care.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good
See
night.
you.
Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Good
Bye-bye.
night,
Thank
class.
you.
Bye.
Take care, guys.
Bye.